Welcome back to Halo 1 Combat Evolved, Level 3, Truth and Reconciliation. I'm already getting tired, actually. This is probably going to be my last episode for tonight. So instead of doing the whole campaign, at least I will end off on levels. And the fourth level is a good way to end, I guess, just for the session. You're going to probably get episode day by day. And this is where, on that last level, see, we have a lot more bullets than we normally do on the sniper. Normally it caps out at 24 bullets plus the 4 in the mag. We have 64 because this level is all sniping. So here's old graphics. The only reason I do that is because when you do this, the whole level was meant to be done like this. Like you can see how night vision really came in handy a bit. And when you're in the new graphics, it's very bright. You don't even need the night vision. Not to their fault or anything. It was just like one aspect, I guess, it wasn't super thought about. I remember the first time, oh Jesus, they're not even moving. And see, that's the stuff I was saying earlier. So see the graphics here? I shot there. It's perfectly clear. This is one thing that came in play again. It came in play. The rock is still there, but in the new graphics it's not. So I could see him and everything, but I just completely hit the wall. That's one thing on this level that you gotta get used to. More than likely, you're gonna hit a freaking wall eventually. And what I want to try and do here, oh, never mind. Crap. See, again, the floor. That's one thing you might want to just stay in old graphics for at least this section. And I'm trying to make sure we don't get detected. Normally, when that moved at the last second, when that jackal shot, you normally get detected and your Marines rush out. Usually, if you can do this properly, they're staying back there. They won't rush out until we're detected or the area is all clear. If you do this well enough, you clear out majority of the enemies, your music will... Don't know how I missed that shot. Music will kick in, and here we go. We're all headed out. Yeah, the area is pretty much clear, and now we have new enemies coming in from what was the ramp, essentially. Figure they heard all these sniper shots just going off. Quite loud, considering these are high velocity rounds, so they would be what is equivalent, I think, to a 50 cal. I'm not sure. I don't remember the bullet size in these. I know there's high velocity and stuff like that. We find that out in well, high velocities even existed nowadays, and explosive rounds, all that stuff. However, they're supposed to be much stronger because the shells are massive. Normally what you can do, and what I normally do, is you can get in that turret. You got to be careful that no grenade gets tossed at you, but you just like shoot over here and they never get a shot off on you. They do potentially throw a grenade at you though. But back to the old graphic, or new graphics, sorry. I stayed in old graphics. I just love the old graphics still. I get that nostalgic feeling when looking back at them. People are like, oh, they're so bad, but I still love them because, again, I started playing this when I was 5. And it was like maybe 5 or 6 months after the game had come out, because also driving and everything was so new using left and right analog sticks that it was very difficult for people to originally beat this game and get used to it because it was such a new control at the time. Luckily I grew up with the game, so it was easier for me to learn as a younger kid. But yeah, so seeing the old graphics just brings me back to that. That's like, for anyone, everyone has a nostalgic thing. For me, it's this. Ooh, geez, they tossed a grenade. It was a frag, and they just blew off half the people on the cliff. This, and it was also Elder Scrolls Morrowind. I played these two, and they were my main games. That and Oddworld, what is Munch's Odyssey was my first one, and then I eventually played what came out to be Stranger's Wrath, which was the next Oddworld. Which, as of this time, and I keep saying which, they have announced Oddworld's, I think it's Storm, I can't remember, it's Storm Wind. Oh, that's gonna bother me. I don't remember exactly what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a reboot, graphics and everything, or its own game. I can't remember. I was just excited. You think I'd know more about the game being that excited for a second, but I was just excited to see that they were going to bring it back, because at the end of Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, and I know this is nothing related to Halo, but I'm just saying it's that nostalgic feeling in what games I used to play. they said they weren't going to make another or even do anything with it, and then eventually they went and redid graphics for what was called Odd and Tasty, or New and Tasty, I think it was, not Odd and Tasty. Oh, and I was supposed to make a decision to go left or right there. I normally go left, so all the Marines are going to be pushing left now because I went center. I normally go left because I missed 2 of the 3 shots there. And I missed, like, probably a good chunk of the shots just because I clicked the trigger so quick without aiming. Whoop. Yeah, there we go. But eventually a dropship comes over here, so I wanted to clear the area as quick as I could without losing a bunch of Marines. Why'd my shadow go that way? Oh, here, whatever. This is what is only available, I think, in Halo 1. I never saw it in another Halo, so Halo 2, and then especially 3, they added it, but it was a armor ability or an item that you got with active camouflage, and it's something that you can just randomly pick up on the floor in certain areas. I have the original Halo 1 guidebook that shows you where all the extra health packs, ammo positions, and these things are. I have it somewhere. It was like in a... We had the original guide back, and you had to buy it then because they don't do it, of course. They make guides for every new game that comes out. I don't think like, anyone sells it unless you find like a specialty shop for them. Ooh, hello. Just don't run at me. There, and he took out the other one for me, so that works. Did I lose all the Marines though? I probably did. Did I lose them all? I'm pretty sure I did through that battle. Yeah, so I don't think on, because this is heroic, you normally, I don't think, get another drop. If you're on easy and you lose all your Marines, another Pelican will drop over here and drop off some more Marines for you. But because I already got them all killed in that battle, because I didn't pay attention to them, we're going to head up here. This is the next little area. And, oop, he doesn't already know I'm here, does he? Oh, he doesn't. All right. Probably shouldn't have shot that shot and just went around and allayed a few of these guys beforehand. Because they'll sleep and then you can take them out quietly, which is a nice little feature. Feature. High pitch voice there, too. Get in the turret, please, so I can easily kill you, because then you're stationary. And I'll just miss. I'm just going to keep missing my shots. That's why the 64 bullets for me in this level, I do enjoy it. Even because this is heroic, and normally what you try and do is go for all headshots on any game. But because you have so many bullets and like a grunt, you really shouldn't need to waste a sniper round on. I just do it because I don't care. And also, oh no, here's the requesting reinforcements at our position, so we are going to get reinforcements actually. I didn't think I got reinforcements in this section. And I know later on in the game there is another point, if you lose your Marines, you can open like a bay when we get up on this ship, and you can get reinforcements, but you can't get it on higher difficulties because they're just like, well, you chose the harder difficulty. And they literally got dropped into a battlefield. There we go. And essentially now what they're doing is sending reinforcements at us. Which is no fun. This gravity well, it's really cool. Advanced tech compared to humans again. A lot of the Covenant tech, and now here's what I was going to say. I'm trying to think of another thing, the Halo world to talk about. It's such a massive world, honestly. If you are a big Halo person, there's a lot. And if you get into Halo and you want to know all about the lore, there's just so much to go through. But a lot of the Covenant technology isn't their original technology. It is Forerunner technology that they had. That they took essentially, and they because they're an advanced alien race that we don't find out who the leaders really are of the Covenant until Halo 2. We don't at all in this one. We just think there's like some military kind of force or command, which it is. Also, there's a religious command, which again you don't find out until Halo 2. But the people who are in charge use the Forerunner tech and essentially quicken the pace of advancement, because they were like, oh, we're just going to use this. And here are new enemies, by the way. We're going to use this and advance ourselves. These are called hunters, or I forgot the name of what they act. So they're actually a weird race. They're not really a race in the sense that they are. I mean, they are. They're a creature, more or less. What you see here, this red, that's actually worms. So you can see kind of like a worm there. It's really hard to see. Here's the old graphic version, so you can't tell. But there are a bunch of worms in there that all interlace, and they are very fond of technology. So they get inside the suit, they're very strong, and they can move it all. It has advanced tech, so like their fusion cannons, which is on their arm, which get much harder as the Halos go on. But they're worms. That is the 4th race of the Covenant that we know of as of right now, that you can see. Eventually, they're like 5 or 6, 7, I don't know, 7-ish races that you see as they go on, or they're like some alterations. But now the Marines that got dropped off here, they're just going to kind of wait around, and this is our actual team who we're going in. They're going to go with us, and we're going to go inside the ship, and we're going to go get Captain Keyes and all the other survivors that were with him. So the entire command deck, everyone in charge, all the officers that are like his first lieutenant, his I don't remember all of them. He has a bunch of staff members. They're all the higher ups. They're all the officers, but I remember he has specific officers, like their names and everything like that, and who they are. So in this scene, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to cut in a few bits because this room is going to be essentially what is a mosh pit. Nosh, really. It's gonna be a mosh pit. You saw on your motion trackers. Here's our next one. He's not a different race, but he's an elite who. There's his steel-like bluish armor. He was invisible and he had a shield on him, or a sword. There's the old sword and what it looked like, and it is a one-hit. So if he does whack me with it, I die. And he already took out actually all the Marines while I wasn't looking. So that's how quick. Honestly, when you're on higher difficulties, you shouldn't rely on the AI Marines. Because it's just, ooh, they're harder to see on the new graphics too. Because like you saw earlier, the old graphics, they have a glowing blue sword. Can't pick it up sadly in Halo 1. It just instantly gets vaporized, which what you see later in Halo 2 is it retracts. It goes back into its little hilt, which you can't see it in his hand, but his hand is wrapped right now around it. And then just wasting grenades on grunts and everything here. We're just essentially trying to fend off and see where to go from here, because we're in a room, we're in a ship, we don't have any schematic layouts of this thing. But the entire command deck, gotta go save them. Like I said, I don't remember his officers' names. I do remember their backstories, especially one who was very important at the time. And what was a big battle, actually. Don't remember the name of the battle. I picked active camouflage up. There was one on the floor there. I don't usually like to pick it up right away. I'll use it later. But whatever, we'll use it now. I'm gonna clear out the room. But there was a big battle. See, I didn't see him because new graphics are harder to see them at first. And now I'm at the beginning of the fight, so I will be right back. I got murdered again. I thought being in old graphics would help. I'm pretty much back where I was now. Hopefully. I'm still in the middle of a fight. I was perfectly full health again. And then a Marine threw a grenade and it took off my shield and part of my health. Hopefully I'm at. A little trick, by the way, and during this scene, especially when you're fighting a Legendary and maybe you're not comfortable with this whole room, is when the doors behind me open up to the ones with, oop, another grenade, Jesus. And there we go. When those doors open up on this side, and here's the one who killed me before. There you go in the old graphics, just in case I spot another really quickly. You can actually go up there while these doors are open, because they stay only open for enemies, but when they're open, you can still run in. One thing to note is you can hide in there, essentially, and just fight it out, and they'll come to you, or you can peek out and kill a few, go back. Especially on co-op, best thing to do on co-op play. One person goes in, tries and kills as many as they can, and you switch off so you both have fun still. There are some more hunters, by the way. They are not going to go easy. One little trick with hunters in Halo 1, he didn't even charge me, so I don't know if he's going to. What the heck? So this is stupid. Here you go. They charge you, dodge them, shoot them in the back once with either the pistol from earlier or the sniper rifle. It's much easier. It uses a lot less ammo. And this is their main move when they're close quarters. They're just going to keep swinging that giant arm. There we go. the other thing, the other option, the giant plasma cannon. We're trying to figure out a way to go. They're gonna go down here. It's actually a dead end. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go open up that door from another way, because we're, you know, Spartans. We're much tougher. We're just gonna go and solve all the world's issues. Oh, lag. All right, that was just loading in the next area. There's gonna be a grunt down here. Actually, I like to kill him beforehand. There he is, so he doesn't sneak up behind me and accidentally like toss a plasma grenade when I turn around, of course. There he is. How'd I miss him? It went straight over his head. There we go. Oh, God. See, I'll have my moments in this game even now. I'm just like, you think I'd be able to almost, after, what was it, again, 2002, now 16 years, I would be able to land a majority of the sticks with the grenades now. Not have an issue, but that coordination still doesn't come in play. Only those pro players like all the Halo Slayer pros can do that usually. They miss a snap. I don't watch them. I know they're good though. I only really got into what was later introduced in Halo 2, and you could do it in Halo 1 still, was SWAT, which was, you can still kill someone by shooting them. It took like half the magazine, like you'd shoot their armor and everything. I was hoping that was a frag. You shoot their armor, but headshots were instant kill. SWAT was a lot of fun, and you usually used a precision weapon like a battle rifle or a DMR, which don't come until later Halos, because in order to still keep the game going, keep it fun as well, besides the story, they introduced new guns that were brought in later Halos. And some were redacted or withdrawn in later Halos because they, I don't know why, honestly. One thing that did upset me in Halo 2, my assault rifle and Master Chief's main gun gets removed, and the battle rifle gets introduced. So just cleared out the way, heal up again. We're gonna open this door, which that's where the Marines are, on the other side. You can stay without opening this door, just so that you can fight all these extra waves off. That's kind of how this goes, but it doesn't feel like waves. You're just defending the area again, trying to find out which door to go through, because Cortana's essentially scanning, or she's finding out what's the ship's layout. And, oops, sorry, Marine. Sorry, didn't mean to shoot you. At least you can take a few bullets. But we're just trying to figure out the way to go again and fight off more waves. This one's easier than that first room because there's no elites with swords that are coming to swipe at you. At least not yet. And that's the way that we came from. It's going to be another wave over here. Radar is helpful in this one. Plasma grenades, always hate them. You can get a lucky stick if you rush them like I do. I always charge full bullets going spraying. Here we go. But yeah. Oh, see? Like that. Sticks you, and then you're just dead. And now I gotta restart it. So I'm gonna do a little rush here. I'm not gonna do the magic of editing. What we're gonna do is do the same thing. Open the bays. Rush this actually, so before the door closes. Don't close, don't close, don't close. Just toss a grenade back and you can rush through. And then there's gonna be a point here where they'll say loading and pull. What you call pull for me, or at least when I always call it pull, is when you're in co-op, you go through a loading section, it pulled your co-op player with you. So what you can do is when you're running down here, it should be around this corner is when it's gonna pull you. It's like down the hallway. Loading done. Here they are. So you didn't need to do that whole fight. There's only 3 though, so that means a few of them died during that first scene, or also while I was trying to get that loading. What you need to do on this room, kill that elite at the top. He is very annoying later. And now this is, it tossed a frag on me again. Super annoying. Like, Marines are in this game, they are more than likely gonna kill you. I thought I got stuck with that. Hey, I've died so many times by Marines, just a random frag grenade, because you don't see them, they're hard to see, and they just blow up. Of course, they're frag grenades. Plasmas, they're bright blue, they're really hard to miss. If you miss them, you need to go see a doctor about your eyes. Oop. See, now requesting more reinforcements. Actually, I've never had this many reinforcements sent. But I normally don't play on heroic. I do normal with friends who want to play normal, and I do legendary on my own because playing it long enough, you need at least some form of difficulty. Because you play anything long enough, or you do anything long enough, it gets easier. That's actually upstairs. When the radar looks like this, it looks like enemies are here. They're actually right above us. So, but why did my bullet go right? Okay. Yeah, but we're just getting home. We're gonna head over here. There is actually another skull around here. It's through these doors. So there you go. It opened. Oh, crap. There we go. It opened. So this opens. There it is. You can only get in here though when enemies come out, so you have to be aware of when enemies are coming out. It never will be an easy door open. So it's never going to be blue or what turns to be green for you. Because later on, instead of being red, it turns like a blue. And while these guys are fighting, I might as well join in the fight now. Alright, so... And honestly, as the series goes on, you are going to see the dork level will rise even more. And I know that's very difficult for what it seems already now. But eventually, I will start saying, like, the names of them. So I'll still call them grunts and elites and stuff like that. But, like, later on, you find out the elites' actual name instead of being called elites. That's their nickname for the sake of being easier to say. And I would say for the point of the game, so you don't have people just randomly saying these weird things. They're called the St. Healy, and they're from a planet called St. Helios. Hello, hunters. Yeah, this level loves to throw these hunters at you. They're like, hey, here's a new character. But they're super easy ones like that. Again, this is even any difficulty. They're pretty much the same. They just rush at you, and you're like, oh, hi, dodge. Out of that whole dropship, I have 2 now left. I'm just going through Marines. I feel bad. But yeah, so I'll eventually call like the elites, if I'm talking about it like lore-wise deeper, and I'll say like the St. Healy for the sake of it becomes partially important or easier instead of me saying elites, because you'll start to get it. The only difference is the closest 2 are going to be the St. Healy, which is the elites, or the people in charge. Again, we don't see that until the second one. They are called the Sans Chayum. I hope they are the ones who are called the Sans Chayum, and I just don't sound weird. In post anyway, I can always put it on the screen if I'm right or wrong. I will probably do a little bit of that as I go through the videos. Or maybe just put up a little fact or something. And probably a reconfirming fact, just in case. As you see, this is where we were earlier. Just the doors closed. This is where, on easy, if you are also out of Marines, you open up that door again. And it... Oh, you were red, man. It looked like you were an enemy, okay? There we go. He survived, right? He took a thrashing, by the way. In the real world of this, if it wasn't the game, the plasma is actually what it sounds like. It is plasma. It burns through them, and it burns through the chief's armor as well. You have a shield, but it eats up the shield. And needlers and everything like that. Which I haven't picked up needler or covenant guns yet, so I might do that in a minute instead of just rushing through with the normal guns to like kind of show them off. Again, this game isn't new, but I do like to show off the things. There's the needler, like I was talking about. So, benefit of this gun, it's super fun. Back up from them, and they explode. Get careful, sometimes they double explode too. You'll see they're not the best things against the shield guys at times, unless like that, they'll dodge them. Here's the, where's the other gun? Okay, alright, you're good. Stop it. There's the plasma pistol. Benefit of this guy, you can overcharge it, or you can just tap it as well. So, benefit of overcharging it is it EMPs their armor, and later on, it also EMPs their, vehicles. It EMPs any vehicle, so. Where's the last gun? Plasma rifle, which I started to enjoy, because in Halo 1, it's quite strong. You see there, it eats up the like grunts, and it also tears up shields quickly. Health pack, nope, that's not on this one. Alright, guys down there. But yeah, so more Halo lore wise, I'll probably start to get more into like the deeper Halo lore, like later Halos. Like probably 3 is when I gonna have to start remembering even more stuff I haven't talked about, because this stuff doesn't come up in normal conversation. Most people don't like, hey, Dylan, tell me about deep Halo lore. I want to know all about the Covenant. Oh, my last Marine. Damn it. Still have my sniper, though. So. Ooh, collateral. But yeah, I probably won't get into then, because again, I'll just have to kind of think of stuff as I go, because I don't have script or anything for this. I figured it'd be better just to kind of talk as it goes, but there are these dead points where, like now, we're just kind of going through and there's not much story that's going on. Again, it's the same objective of looking for Captain Keys. We're trying to get the command crew. However, we're about to meet the new enemy, who, he's not new, but there he is. He's the Gold Elite. He's got an energy sword. That was menacing when you play this game for the first time, and boop, there's what he looks like now. So, but he is like all armored up compared to the rest, so he is just a little more stocky. I think he's, what his armor looks like there, they didn't introduce until Halo Reach, where the elites look different, and that's because they're like a field marshal, a general, a zealot, which that stuff I won't talk about until Reach, because then there's no point. Honestly, it's their armor color is what distinguished it in Halo 1. It wasn't what they looked like, because they all looked the same. It was just a basic elite template that looks like that really quick, and they were different colored. So right now we're in what is the command room of the ship. You wouldn't expect it to be like this, but this is the command room for the ship. Let's see, are you gonna open up again? Yep, there they are. All right. One thing, the reason why I'm going up here, there's nothing more to do in this room. Ship's command center. See, this is a terminal as well if you wanted to grab it. And again, you only get these terminals in the anniversaries of Halo 1 and 2. They were not existent in the original game, and nor were the skulls in Halo 1, but there were skulls in Halo 2. But they worked a little differently. Once you turned off the game, you no longer had those skulls, and they wouldn't be active. You had to restart and go find the skulls you wanted again. Don't stick me. Okay. So like there were certain skulls, like the Grunt birthday party skull, which in Halo 2, when they first introduced it, when you kill anything and get like headshots and stuff like that, when you killed them, a plasma grenade would go off. There was a plasma grenade in the heads of every enemy, which was fun after you beat the game so many times, or you were trying to beat on legendary and use it as like a group killer, because like if I killed him there, it would have blown him up and everything like that. So, but there were also skulls that screwed you, like blind. So I have my reticle and my gun and my hub and everything on my screen here, like on my ammo count and my health. That went away. That's what the blind skull did. This room, I'm just gonna go in here actually for the sake of going in here. There's nothing in here. This is the brig. It's one of the holding cells, but it's not the right one. The only thing that's in here is there were other Marines in here that were being held, but they essentially got tortured to death. There is also this active camouflage, so I'm just gonna grab this really quick. You don't come back in this room, and you do pass it again, but there's no reason. It's just to kind of resupply really quickly. There's only, yeah, one Marine. So one thing you like to do here, by the way, this is now heading out, and we should be almost at the captain. These guys line up, so if you crouch, it makes it a bit quicker. Gonna turn. Oh, he didn't line up this time, so I probably can get it. There you go. One bullet. It's just fun to do. Mind you, I did wear out the time on my active camouflage. Head up here. There's another general elite up there. I think he's a general. I forget what it is. You can survive 2 sniper rounds either way, and then take the 3rd. 2 invisible elites. Easier to see with the new graphics, honestly. There we go. Only grunts left. This is how effective they are. But grunts, I'll talk about in a second, actually, why they are, story-wise, very menacing compared to what they actually are in this. What they are in Halo is they are a runaround character who still can stick you and kill you. There's Keys. Yeah, thanks. We just killed hundreds of Covenant to get to you. I knew he's also very important as a character in the Halo world, and essentially who he is. He has a high military career. Didn't think so actually at first until you look into who he is. And what he's accomplished.
Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon.
Believe that Halo, so they now know the name.
Unimaginable power.
And they know it's a weapon.
The Covenant kept saying, whoever controls Halo controls the
Well, we read it as a weapon. They don't read it as a weapon. They read it as
I have intercepted
a kind of a weapon to kill off people who are not followers, and the followers will go on to their great journey, their heaven, their Valhalla.
But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission.
See, you are a unit, by the way, as a Spartan.
Control room.
The size difference, and he's a human. He's not special besides the augmentation, the training, and all that shit. And Keys is mounted up with a needler, ready to fight. You can fail this mission. You can fail it in the sense that you have to reload the checkpoint if Keys dies. So that's why you normally, as who you should, you're a Spartan, you're gonna take point. So, 2 elites, invisible, come through. Hey there. Again, when you play this game enough, you'll know who's coming, what's happening, usually. You can still get stuck with like the random nade though, so. But you know what enemies and which one's coming. So any game you do that with, unless it's RNG. Stop shooting me, Keys. He's the only one with a needler. Again, that's the room we were in. No one's gonna be in there. We're gonna have a group. Oh nope, damn it, too high. I thought I'd stick him around the corner. And there's the grunt team. But, oh yeah, why the grunts are menacing in the sense of the lore-wise. Grunts were forced into the Covenant by elites. They don't really go over that until the terminals of Halo 2 Anniversary, if you watch them or you read into the lore again. But they were forced into the Covenant, not by choice. The reason they were forced into the Covenant is their planet was destroyed by the Covenant. Like the current Covenant, which was, I think, just elites. The Jackals weren't introduced yet. I can't remember. Or the Hunters weren't introduced yet either. Don't remember who came first. I'd have to look back into it. But they were forced into it because their planet got destroyed. And the reason why they are incorporated, by the way, if you have Marines surviving in this room, you'd find dead bodies because, where are they? Come through here. There they are. It's better to see in the old graphics because it glows. There you go. Oh, he's on the other side. Damn it. So there should be only 2, I think. Yeah, there's only 2. But there you go. Get rid of the sniper rifle. But they're very tenacious. So like, if you've seen the movie World War Z, this, I guess is a partial. It's not a spoiler. It's how the zombies act in that movie. Like one dies, it crawls over and just keeps hoarding and jumping on top of each other over dead bodies. Like their fellow grunts are all dead on the floor and they're just jumping over them to get to their enemy, which in this case is humans. So they are quite tenacious and they don't mind blowing up and like doing all like bombings and stuff like that. That's how the character was created. Like they are, when they were being forced into the Covenant, they were rebelling and like blowing up buildings on what you find out later to be somewhat a place called the High Charity, which also he's dead. Oh no, thank God, it made a quick turn. But you find out more about that in Halo 2, so I won't go into what High Charity is. But they were like blowing up buildings on High Charity, and it's a city. It's what High Charity is. I'm gonna say that's all I'll say for now. But blowing up buildings, just essentially saying no, they don't want to be a part of the Covenant until the Covenant aggressively says you're going to be, and then destroys their planet. The surviving grunts that were on the Truth and Reconciliation. That's the ship. On High Charity were the surviving grunts. That's it. That became a very quickly almost extinct race. And that was the end of the Truth and Reconciliation for Halo 3. Alright, Halo 3. Level 3, Halo 1. There we go. And now we're just mounting up on it, actually. Keys is going to take control because he's a captain. He's a Navy captain, though. So he's a little different.
I'll take this bird out myself.
If you ever look into the rankings, it's U.S. rankings, by the way, is how they did this. Like I said before, plus added on rankings for higher ups. He just runs over the hunters, but he follows Navy ranking, so he's not Marine ranking. The Marine rankings, you really don't see him except for Sergeant Major Johnson, which he doesn't get his name Sergeant Major Johnson or Johnson. You don't say Sergeant Major Johnson until Halo 2, when they actually properly introduce him as a character. But this is a silent cartographer. I'm gonna stop it. You know what? I'm gonna stop it right before the landing because I'm gonna have to redo this anyway for the next one. I can't pause it either is why. So I'll probably for the next video because I'm gonna be done for tonight. This is one of the best levels, by the way, because this is how you land. You are essentially on a beachhead. You are assaulting this island that is in the middle of the water on the ring. And like I said, if we go over here, I'm just gonna walk away from the battle because I'm gonna redo the level anyway. Here's the ring. We're on an island. There's a bunch of islands. It's a very beautiful ring. But essentially, for that, we'll wait here. I hope you enjoyed Halo 1. I don't know why I keep trying to say Halo 3. It's mainly because it was the third mission. Hope you enjoyed Halo 1 Combat Evolved, which is its technical title, just Halo 1. The third level, Truth and Reconciliation. And I do hope you enjoy all the like Halo facts, Halo lore, stuff like that. I do also need the break because I'm running out of lore that I've talked about, and I not out because there is a lot, like I said, but I'm just burning out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, let me know if there's anything that you want to see different in the future, because I will actually now see your comments because I'm going to do it like this, but it won't be till like the 4th or 5th video of the series probably. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.